Question number 1 for the final review is a checklist question. So we're going to focus just on this question for this video. In the coordinate plane, triangle DEF is the image of ABC. So we know we're starting with ABC. Something's happening to it, and then now we're getting DEF. Clearly, these don't look like triangles, but you can get the idea. It's a translation. What happened was a translation of 2 units left and then a reflection on the y-axis. So if I make it 2 units left, truly, here's my ABC. I'm moving it 2 units to the left. So this would be A prime, B prime, and C prime. And then it wants it to have a reflection over the y-axis. So we know that both translations and reflections, that the size stays the same. We know that the angle measures are the same. Okay, it tells us that angle A and angle D are 42. And it tells us that E and B are 35. And it tells us that AB, this line right here, is 6. And then we need to see what must be true. Well, because all we had happen was a translation and a reflection, we know again that everything stays the same. The only thing that would be different is like the orientation of it. If there was a dilation, the dilation almost always yields a change in shape, and which would then give us a change in perimeter and area. I said almost always because technically a dilation of 1 remains the same. But in this case, everything should match up. So because they told us AD and BE are the same, we know that these are similar triangles. We actually technically know, we know they're similar triangles because angle-angle similarity. So for AB to be 6, this also has to be 6. Okay, and it has to be 6 because, again, no dilation happened. Everything stayed the same. So for DE to be 5, we know that that can't be true. For BC, well, let's use my chart. Here's BC. BC is equal to EF. Well, we know that that has to be true simply because, again, the size stays the same and the angle measures stay the same. It says that angle F is 102. Well, let's figure that out. We know that 35 and 42 is going to give us 77. And then we know there's 180 degrees in a triangle. So 180 minus 77 is 103. So that is actually not true. The perimeters of A, B, and C and DEF are equal. And we do know that that's true because, as I shared with you, nothing changes except the location. And the area of angle DEF is greater than ABC. And that's wrong because that means the sides would have to change. All right, so that's question number 1 on the geometry review.